Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna be sharing with you yet another way to meal prep this week to set yourself up for success. So, we are winding down the school year, y'all. I only have 23 days left of school. I cannot tell you how I'm excited about that and what a year it has been. It has been a great school year, but I'm definitely ready to be out for the summer. And so I wanted to share another meal prep video with you today, but I had an inspiration to kind of switch it up a bit. So this is gonna be different and I hope it's something that you're gonna like. So I was thinking of two things that I really love to eat that I haven't made in a long time, and I thought this could make a good low carb meal prep. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share two different ideas for meal prep that can use some fresh veggies. And as you're making your gardens and things this summer, if you are overrun with some of these vegetables, it might be something that you can make. So that's what we're doing this week. So I'm going to be making first a stuffed tomato. I really like stuffed tomatoes and it's something that I don't think about often. So I am going to stuff these tomatoes and they're going to be BLT stuffed tomatoes. So I'm interested to try that recipe. It's something new I've not tried. And then I'm going to make some stuffed bell peppers. But I think instead of doing your traditional stuffed bell peppers, these are going to be buffalo chicken stuffed. When you're around, let me show you how we're going to make this week's meal prep. Meal prep is something that I try to do during the school year because things get so crazy, and y'all, May is crazy for me. It's always crazy between getting ready for graduation and the end of year testing and everything to wrap up this year's class. I'm also preparing for next year's class already. So it's crazy. So I love to do meal prep. I feel like it sets me up for success during the week, so that I have meals ready in the fridge just to grab and I don't have to think about it when I'm in a hurry in the morning. Okay, so this recipe that I'm following sounded really good for BLT stuffed tomato. And the first thing that I need to do is get my tomatoes prepped so that they will be ready to stuff. First thing I need to do is prepare my tomatoes for the BLT stuffed tomatoes. So I have these tomatoes. This is what I have. So this is what I'm going to use. I have 3 of them. So I've washed them up. I have seen this recipe done with any kind of tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. I've even seen it done as a appetizer with like cherry tomatoes. But this is what I'm using. So I have 3 tomatoes here that I have washed. And now I'm going to prep them because they need to drain for 30 minutes. So I'm going to do a thin slice off the top. And then we're going to cut out the core of the tomato very carefully because this is a sharp knife. So I've just removed that core and now I've got to get all of this out of the middle. So I'm just going to kind of take my knife around it. You want to get all the pulp out. And then I'm going to take a spoon and we're going to scoop out the insides. Once you have kind of hollowed out the inside of your tomato, I'm going to be laying these on a paper towel lined, this is just a plate, paper plate, and let them drain upside down for about 30 minutes. So that's why you want to go ahead and prep these early. And I actually decided to switch to a paring knife to do the inside. I thought that would be easier, and it definitely was. And then we'll just scoop out the pulp. Okay, so now that I have prepped my tomatoes, I've let them drain for about 30 minutes on a paper towel. I'm ready to prepare the filling. Now this is going off of a recipe that I found on Pinterest. I am switching it up a little bit. Let me just share with you what we're gonna use. I'm going to be using some turkey bacon. And so I have some turkey bacon that was already cooked. I had already prepped that earlier in the week, so that's in the fridge, ready to go. The recipe also calls for red bell pepper, and I don't have that. But what I do have is a few of these orange and yellow peppers from the fridge those need to be used up. So I'm gonna use those. That's something that you guys know. If you've been around for a while, I like to be a zero waste kitchen. I don't wanna waste anything. So if a recipe calls for a red bell pepper, and this is what I've got in the fridge, and it's gonna go bad if I don't use it, I'm gonna use this. And that's gonna save me money. So I'm gonna use the turkey bacon, the bell pepper. I'm also gonna be using some green onion, and I love green onions. So I've got some fresh green onions here. And I'm gonna be using some Parmesan cheese, and we're gonna tie it all together with some mayo. This is gonna be delicious. So let me show you how we're gonna make our filling. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is prep my veg. So I'm gonna get the yucky ends off of this green onion, and then I'm just gonna chop. On a green onion, you can use the greens and the whites, don't forget that. And you can also use the roots to grow more green onions. I've done that before on my channel. I have taken the root end, I've put it in water, and it will start growing another green onion shoot, and then you can replant it. It's genius. So, I love green onion. I love the mildness of the flavor. It's just delicious. All right, so I'm just gonna give that a chop. All right, so there's my green onion. And I'm doing 3 of these, so I'm gonna do another green onion. So there's 2 green onions, chopped. Now let's get our peppers. I washed them. I am going to take out the seeds. These are sweet, they're not hot. I want to give them a finer dice. I mean, you don't want to bite into this and get a huge chunk. I don't have the best knife skills, but I think I do okay. I've actually thought about taking a class on knife skills, but I don't know. I guess what I'm doing right now is working. There's one. Let's do an orange one. Remove those seeds. If you've never bought these little peppers before, they are really good stuffed with cream cheese too. That's a good snack. And I may just do 2 of these peppers. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do 2. So I don't want it to be too pepper heavy. Yeah, I think that's plenty. All right, so I have my 2 green onions, my 2 little sweet peppers. I've got my tomatoes prepped. I think all that's left now is to chop our bacon. I do like to go ahead and prep some turkey bacon every week or every other week, just depends, and have that in the fridge. Makes it easy grab and go for a breakfast, but it's also really nice when you have a recipe where you need cooked bacon and you've already got it ready to go. Bacon. There we go. Green onion, bell pepper, turkey bacon. I think we're ready to get this mixed up. Okay, this recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of mayo. I use the Duke's Light mayo. I've seen recipes where you could use the Greek yogurt. This one doesn't have that, so I'm gonna go with what it says. But I'm gonna get 1/2 cup of this mayo. Okay. And then we're just gonna add in our chopped veggies and our chopped bacon. Yummy. I'm gonna go ahead and just give that a rough stir. Oh, wow. That already smells amazing. Okay, so a rough stir. Now I'm gonna add in salt and pepper, 1 big pinch of each, and a handful of Parmesan cheese. Now that's what the recipe called for. I think cheddar would be good too. So you add whatever it is that you like. But I'm trying to follow this recipe, and this recipe will be linked down below. So now I'm gonna give it another stir. Wow, that smells so good. All right, so here we have it. I think we're ready to stuff our tomatoes. Prep containers. I have my hollowed out tomatoes. I'm gonna put like this. This one I got too excited, y'all. And I cut a hole in the bottom. It's fine. It's fine. It's still gonna taste the same. All right, so now I'm just gonna stuff each tomato with this mixture. This is a light, cool, great for summer, I think, meal prep, because you don't have to heat up your kitchen. You don't have to heat anything up at lunch. It's light and refreshing. And there you go. There's 3 BLT stuffed tomatoes, just to make them look pretty. I'm gonna sprinkle a little parsley on top. You don't have to do this. But look at that. It looks and smells amazing. So there are 3 meals ready for the fridge for the upcoming week. But first of all, if you have not left a comment letting me know what country you want me to cook a meal from, you need to do that. I have gotten lots of comments here on YouTube. I had posted a short the other day. You need to go check that out. You can leave a comment below that. Also in my Facebook group and my Instagram page, I have received tons of great ideas, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all are challenging me, but you know that I love any challenge. So I am going to be tallying all those votes up next week, and I'm gonna be choosing the 4 most requested countries to cook a meal from. So if you have not had a chance to leave me an idea, you need to do so. And you can leave it down below too. The next meal is gonna be a stuffed green pepper. I love stuffed peppers. I've made them a couple times on my channel. I've never made this recipe, and I'm excited about it because it seems to be pretty low carb. It's buffalo chicken stuffed peppers. I made a meal prep a few weeks back where my daughter showed me how to make a buffalo chicken dip using cottage cheese and some things, and it was delicious. So I think you could actually take that recipe and just use the green pepper as the vessel to hold your buffalo chicken dip. But I'm gonna follow this recipe that I found, and I'm going to leave it linked down below. But let's make some buffalo chicken stuffed pepper. Obviously, I'm gonna need my peppers. I have 3 here. I washed them. They're good to go. I am going to be using a rotisserie chicken, okay? I have half of a rotisserie chicken that we did not eat, so I need to use that up. So that's gonna be delicious because it's already gonna be flavored. It's super tender. You could use any kind of chicken that you have on hand. You could use canned chicken. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna add in some green onion, some cheddar cheese, and of course, some hot sauce and some ranch. So I'm going to get my peppers prepped, my chicken and green onions chopped, and then we're gonna stuff some peppers, y'all. Okay, the first thing I need to do is get my peppers ready. I think I'm gonna cut mine in half like this, okay? So that each side of the pepper is a little more shallow and I can stuff the chicken dip in there, but you'll get both sides, both halves will be one portion. So I'm gonna go ahead, get my peppers cut in half. And then of course, I'm gonna remove the seeds. All right, my pepper halves are ready. I'm just gonna kind of set those to the side. And I'm going to chop 2 green onions. I love buffalo chicken dip. That buffalo chicken dip that my daughter taught me with the cottage cheese, oh my gosh, that is so delicious. So I'm excited to see how this one tastes in a stuffed pepper form, so. All right, so there we go. 2 green onions, 3 bell peppers. All right, let's get our chicken ready. Yes, let's get the chicken ready. Okay, while I'm working on that chicken, I've got to get my peppers roasted just a little bit. So I have my oven on to 400. I've got some olive oil spray. I'm gonna take my peppers and I'm just gonna lay them here, and they're gonna slip and slide, and it's gonna be fine. All right, and then I'm actually gonna spray them with a little bit more of that olive oil spray, and then I'm going to salt and pepper them. So salt, pepper. I'm gonna let these roast for about 7 minutes in a 400-degree oven, and then I should have the mixture ready to stuff. Okay. So we are ready for our filling. So I have cut up my rotisserie chicken. All right, so I've got my chicken. Now I'm gonna add in my onions. All right. And then I'm gonna add in some cheese. This is gonna go in the oven, so I'm gonna add in a pretty good amount of cheese because I want this to melt. I'm doing sharp cheddar cheese. I always buy sharp cheddar cheese because the sharper the cheese, the more the flavor. So I'm gonna put 2 good handfuls into the mixture. I'm gonna save the rest to put on the top. I'm gonna give that a rough toss. And then pick up all the things that I threw over the side. All right, so now I am gonna be adding in some seasoning. So always a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and this I'm gonna add in some garlic powder. If you had fresh garlic, you could use that, minced garlic. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Measure with your heart. Give that another toss. This little bowl might not be big enough, y'all, but we're gonna make it happen. Okay, so give that a good toss. All right, now, this is where you make it buffalo-y, okay? For lack of a better term. I have used in the past the Bolt House Farm Greek Yogurt Ranch. I don't have any, I'm out. So we're using the Holy Grail of ranch, Hidden Valley. So I'm gonna add in some ranch. And I'm just eyeballing it. I am not measuring. The recipe that I'm gonna share is gonna have measurements, but I just prefer to kind of just look at it and gauge what I think. I don't want this to have too much sauce, but I also, you know, I want it to be good. So like to me, I can tell it's still a little dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit more ranch. You gotta remember you're gonna be adding in that hot sauce, so there's gonna be more sauce going in. You know, when I think of buffalo chicken, hot wings, something like that, I think of like celery. So I wonder if you could probably finally dice some celery and put in here if you wanted. Oh, y'all, this is just not cooperating. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna add in some hot sauce. I have Texas Pete right now, that's what I'm using. You can use whatever you want. And you can add as much as you want to make it as hot or as mild as you want. I'm just eyeballing it. And then once it looks the way I think I want it to look, give it a taste. Always taste your food. You can't complain that it tastes bad if you taste it first, right? All right, so I think I'm gonna put one more splash for good measure. It's looking and smelling good. All right, so I think we're good to go. Okay, so here are my peppers. They are starting to be roasted. They got a good start, and I'm trying to just get them all kind of sitting upright so I can start stuffing these. And I think I'm gonna do it like this, to be honest. I'm gonna switch these two. All right, so my peppers are ready. They have started roasting. I am now going to fill them with my buffalo chicken dip, and we'll get them back in the oven. So I'm just gonna take each pepper and put some of the dip in like this without them falling and making a mess like I'm doing. It's fine, y'all. Okay, so there's those. Oh my goodness. All right, and then let's stuff these. There we go. This one. This one. wish y'all could smell this. Like if you could smell it, you'd be like, yeah, I'm making that. It smells so good. Okay, so those are stuffed. All right. This is what I'm gonna do. Just because I love ranch, I'm gonna take a drizzle like this of extra ranch on each. And then I'm gonna put some cheese on top. All right, and these are gonna go back into that 400-degree oven for probably just another 5 minutes. All right, here are those buffalo chicken dip peppers out of the oven. Let's get them in our meal prep bowls. And here we have our meal prep. So there's 3 more meals prepped to get us started for the upcoming week. Okay, so there you have it. Those are 2 completely new meal prep ideas. Even for me, they smell amazing. And I've got 6 meals ready to go in the fridge just to give me a head start this week and set myself up for success. And these smell so good. I cannot wait to try them. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, as always, hit the thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe if you've not already subscribed, and leave a comment, because those are ways that you can help support little old me. I love sharing these meal prep meals. As school wraps up, I will probably move into some different series. I have so many things planned to share with you in the upcoming months. It's gonna be exciting, so stay tuned. I love you guys. I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.